Straight ahead on the news at noon, a massive fire burns out an abandoned Northwest Portland building, leaving fire crews concerned about the risk from structures left behind. Plus, Oregon's 2026 wildfire season is shaping up to match or surpass the record number of acres burned 2 years ago. And later, President Donald Trump hits pause on launching new strikes against Iran, despite a disconnect on whether announced peace talks are actually happening. Our top story here at noon, firefighters are warning people to stay back from the Centennial Mills building in Portland's Pearl District. This after the 116-year-old building caught fire on Sunday. We're showing you video of crews knocking down the flames there. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. Fire crews say the 8-story building has been vacant for years. Unfortunately, no one appears to have been injured in the fire. Our Libby Dowsett joins us live from near the old Centennial Mills building. Libby, what's the latest?
Well, Tim, we have just learned there is a lot going on inside this building. You see, floors have collapsed. The fire continues to burn at the base of the building. Right now, a drone team from Scappoose is mapping out the 7-story building and the damage, which may help narrow down the cause of this massive fire that shot flames into the air yesterday afternoon and evening. A section of Nadeau Parkway in the Pearl District remains taped off, and even firefighters are having to stay about a football field's distance away in most cases as they warn people about the building possibly coming down on its own. Fire crews are concerned about the water tower on top, as they say the roof has already begun to give way underneath it.
That now all the floors have collapsed to the bottom, and that web of flooring is gone. So we now have that flooring in the base of this now large chimney, if you will, with hot spots occurring. An additional part is that giant water tower that sits atop. When that comes down, if that doesn't flatten itself and stop where it is, that cylindrical object will roll like a bowling ball.
And the fire department says this is not the first fire at this building. They've had many, 3 in the last year, he was guessing, and police have had to remove squatters from the building. City records also showed that this building has plans approved for apartments and retail space, so those plans are up in the air. And one more thing, Portland Fire wants people to know that joggers and people after their cars have crossed the tape lines into this area that's been blocked off, and they want to warn that is very dangerous, and to expect Nadeau Parkway near this building and the surrounding area to be blocked off, including the railroad tracks, indefinitely. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, stay away from that area for sure. Libby, thanks for the big update. And turning to your weather headlines now with this live look from our spring sky cam on the Vancouver waterfront. It's expected to get warmed out there today, but really heat up as we get further into the week with temperatures potentially topping 100 degrees. Let's get right to Rod Hill in the Weather Center. Rod, the heat's not the only thing you're tracking today.
Yeah, I heard you talking about looking out the window of our newsroom and going, well, it's not blue sky anymore. No, it's not. We started that way. That is all pure wildfire particulate smoke and haze that we just showed you, that gray view from the Vancouver live camera. We do have a heat advisory starting tomorrow. Yes, we're going to be warming up today, but really it's tomorrow, it's Wednesday, and potentially still Thursday that we are warning you for potential heat. This time around, anywhere from 95 to even 102, the hottest day, the day that could hit 100 or hotter, looks to be on Wednesday. So we've got that part of the story. Now, right now, it's still comfortable temperature-wise. Our Pioneer Park building looking down at the square, it's 71 degrees with that thickening wildfire haze. Weather models do show we warm up to about 86 degrees this afternoon. The air quality will continue to worsen in terms of temperatures over the coming days. As the temperature rises, the air quality also will get taken down. There's 95 degrees potentially tomorrow. Here is potentially 101 in Portland as we get to go on Wednesday. So far, we are holding on to good air quality here in the valley, but this is accurate. This is wildfire smoke largely from Washington, with the northeast wind flow being pulled down into our area. When Libby was doing her live shot, you could see her hair blowing in the wind. That is a northeast wind flow. So That haze we have right now, Tim, is just going to get thicker and thicker, not only today, but into tomorrow as well. And we do eventually expect air quality advisories to be issued for the Willamette Valley. For now, back to you.
All right, yeah, time to close up the windows and take other actions if you need to. Thanks, Rod. Well, preliminary estimates show wildfires across Oregon have already burned roughly as many acres this year as they did in 2024's record wildfire season. That's according to the Northwest Interagency Coordination Center. They're reporting more than 1.93 million acres have burned so far during the 2026 wildfire season, about on par with 2024's record total of 1.93 million. Earlier this morning, they estimated more than 1.99 million acres had burned across the state, but they have since revised that down a bit. Among those fires adding to the total, the grasshopper fire burning in Wasco and Hood River counties. As of the last update, the fire has grown to more than 30,000 acres and is still 0% contained. Level 3 go now evacuation orders are in place for the area. More than 1,600 structures are being threatened there. There are more than 1,200 people working to stop those flames, and even local horse owner helped communications teams get equipment to the top of a hill. You see the horse there all packed up. More to come on this fire with a live report at 4 o'clock today. In Washington, new video from the Spokane County Fire District shows crews desperately trying to fight back flames as fast-moving wildfires rage through the area. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown calling this the worst disaster in the area's history. At least 600 structures, many of those homes, have been destroyed by the fire. Officials estimate the cluster of wildfires has destroyed more structures than the Carlton Complex fire that was in 2014, which burned roughly 500 buildings. They're still working to confirm if anyone is hurt or missing. Firefighters say this fire is much more complex since it's in an urban area, making it more difficult as they're trying to evacuate people and all the homes there. Just so sad to see. Here's what the county sheriff had to say at a press conference just a little while ago.
I think the estimate is potentially 65,000 people we had to move out of these areas. And if you think about what that entails, the fact that we were able to get people out of those areas within several hours in an active fire zone is pretty incredible.
Now, high winds and dry temperatures fueled the flames over the weekend, just an inferno there. As of last check, more than 8,000 acres have burned with 0% containment. Be sure to stay with KGW as we continue to follow the fires burning across the Pacific Northwest. You can find the latest acreage numbers, evacuation orders, and more anytime on air, online, and on our free streaming apps. Portland police are asking for your help finding this missing 78-year-old. Claudia Grandy has been missing since July 26th. She was last seen at her home in the Montevilla neighborhood. Police say her car, which is a silver Nissan Rogue with the license plate 915NQC, is also missing. If you see her, please call police right away. At least one person is dead and 5 others are hurt after a shooting in the Coley neighborhood yesterday. It happened just after 3:30 in the morning at a large house party. Portland police say an 18-year-old was killed. He has not been identified yet. The other 5 injured in the shooting range from 15 to 21 years old. Investigators say hundreds of people were at the party and more than 60 bullet casings were found across several blocks.
There's probably 60 to 100 kids in the street. Never fun, never a good time. Thought we're kind of getting out of that in the neighborhood. So just unfortunate.
Police were actually called out to the home earlier in the evening for a noise complaint, but left a short time later after they say the crowd was cooperative and agreed to quiet down. No arrests have been made, and investigators are asking anyone who was at the party or has information to contact Portland police. Well, officials in Idaho are still working to figure out what led up to a mass shooting at a fast food restaurant that left 3 people dead and 7 others hurt. It happened at an In-N-Out in Twin Falls, about 130 miles southwest of Boise. Police say 24-year-old Chad Williams opened fire Saturday afternoon. His motive remains under investigation. Investigators say the shooting happened inside the restaurant and in the parking lot. Police say officers, along with an armed bystander, started firing back at the shooter.
We want to take a moment and commend the actions of the off-duty officer and the citizen in their heroic action to stop this incident. We believe their actions helped drive the suspect away from the scene, preventing further casualties.
Now, the shooter died by suicide during the incident. 2 of the victims are in critical condition. One of the 3 people killed was an In-N-Out employee. This particular location had only been open for a week. And a reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, help is always available. You can call or text the number on your screen, 988, to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline anytime. Taking a live look at Moda Center now. It's expected to be a busy week when it comes to the debate over who should foot the bill for upgrades to the arena. Right now, the city and Blazers appear to be stuck around language in the current lease, as the team says they have concerns that the city could sue. And looking ahead to this week, on Wednesday, City Council will dig into their opening offer for a deal to keep the Blazers in town. The team has so far called that offer a non-starter. Then on Thursday morning, Multnomah County Commissioners are set to talk about and to potentially vote on the county's funding for Moda upgrades. Remember, there needs to be funding from the county, city, and the state to get a deal done, and so far only the state has committed. And there's more. Thursday afternoon, Council will revisit the issues in light of what the county does or doesn't do.